I'm Ashton Addison from EventChain for Investmentpitch Media and FinTech News Network. And today on Blockchain Interviews, we have Kory Hoang, the CEO of Stably. Kory, welcome to the show. It's a pleasure to have you back and to have you here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the show, Ashton.
You're very welcome. For the viewers that didn't see our last interview, I'd love to kick it off with a little bit of background on the Stably project as well as Stably USD. So if we could start, I'd like to get a little information on what is Stably and why is the Stably USD coin an important asset to the blockchain ecosystem?
Yeah, sure. So Stably is a Seattle-based fintech startup. We were founded in 2018. We raised a total of $3 million, close to $3 million in venture capital so far. Currently, we have a stablecoin product that we started developing in 2018. That's backed by US dollar. It's called USDS. We managed to launch it toward the end of 2018 and got listed on a lot of major exchanges, including Binance, Bittrex, Kyber, and a lot of other decentralized protocols as well. And ever since then, starting in the middle of last year, actually, we started expanding into stablecoins as service, creating stablecoins for other enterprise clients and B2B customer, as well as creating a borderless financial account platform where anybody can open an account to, or a wallet, essentially, a digital wallet that they can open online and hold any sort of cryptocurrency or US dollar, and they can also issue and redeem stablecoin directly from that account. So yeah, everything's going really great. We actually just closed our most recent funding round earlier this year, and right now we are on path to launch several major enterprise projects that we have been working on with our partners and clients, and that should be coming out soon in literally in 1 or 2 months, next 1 or 2 months.
Very cool. And yeah, Stably has done a lot since our last interview last year with your new enterprise solutions, Stably Prime, and we'll get into that. But first, I want to touch a little bit more on the Stably USD stablecoin. You know, you tout on the website that it's an asset-backed, regulated, transparent stablecoin, and a lot of people that are just getting into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are having a hard time understanding the difference between fiat and cryptocurrencies and what backs different currencies. So could you talk a little bit about what are the specific assets that you saw to back Stably as a stable value for a cryptocurrency, and how did you decide what was the best way to back the currency?
Sure. So the first stablecoin we created, Stably Dollar or USDS, is backed by obviously US dollar. And the reason we settled on that was because US dollar is very straightforward, simple and easy. It's the world's reserve currency, and there's a lot of use cases for it. And when we first embarked on this project back in 2018, there were a lot of other projects that were trying to create alternative US dollar-backed stablecoins to compete with Tether. Since then, Tether hasn't really better and stronger, and they're still growing. So since then, we decided not to directly compete with Tether in the US dollar stablecoin game, because that would be suicidal. And so we pivoted over to tokenizing other asset classes, including commodities like gold, silver, looking into tokenizing crude oil as well. We're also tokenizing other fiat currencies. Recently, we tokenized the Canadian dollar for one of our enterprise clients. And we're working with several other clients in Asia to tokenize Filipino peso. We're creating a stablecoin pegged to VND, but it's actually backed by US dollar and not VND. So that one's a pretty interesting project. There's another one that's a Bahamian stablecoin project. It's backed by Bahamian dollar, which is already pegged to US dollar. Yeah, so we're getting a lot of interesting requests from a lot of different all over the world, looking to fast and well-tested and robust method of issuing their own brand of stablecoins within 2 or 3 months, and we're able to deliver on that solution based on our existing technology that we've already built. Some asset classes like like oil or gold, for example. Those are a little bit more unique. It's not as easy to custody like cash at a bank. So those projects do take a little bit longer to develop and launch. But yeah, I think in 3 to 4 weeks we'll be announcing one of our precious metal back stablecoin projects with one of our major partners.
Very interesting that there's all these different currencies and countries that are getting involved with this, and it really seems to be picking up steam. And earlier on, you mentioned that you're working on this borderless transaction service that's a part of Stably's model. Now, stablecoins seem like a very valuable way to be able to transfer value internationally as opposed to going through some centralized providers. Can you talk a little bit about why you launched Stably Prime and how does that fit into your stablecoin ecosystem?
Yeah, absolutely. So the reason we launched Stably Prime is three primary reasons. First is to create a borderless account. And what I mean by borderless is an account that is truly, accessible for anybody in the world. So with this account, anyone in the world can open it, no matter where they're from. So let's say I'm in Vietnam right now at the moment. If somebody here in Vietnam wishes to open this account, they can go ahead and do it online. They don't have to travel to the U.S. like a regular bank account, which requires passport, visa, money to get the plane ticket, all that kind of stuff. So it's not as easy for the average person in a developing market who wish to access U.S. banking products. It's not easy for them to just go to the U.S. and do that. With this account, it's an account that's actually administered by Prime Trust, which is a regulated financial institution from Nevada. They're a trust company. So it's almost like a bank account. Bank-like. It's not exactly a bank account. It's but it's similar to a bank account in that it can hold U.S. dollar. You can deposit and disperse U.S. dollar from this account to anybody in the world. You can receive deposit in U.S. dollar from anyone in the world. It has wire, ACH, check, credit, debit card, etc. And then we also start adding crypto integration to it so that you can deposit cryptocurrency as well as disperse cryptocurrency. And then we build into the ability to issue and redeem stablecoins, which is actually USDS, our own brand stablecoin. And we're also going to build into the ability for people to buy and sell cryptocurrency. So it's basically an all-in-one solution in one single account that a lot of different type of customer could use, from crypto customers, like funds, exchanges, crypto marketplaces, or ICOs and STO, etc., to traditional businesses like remittance company, payment companies, or international companies that does a lot of payments, cross-border payments, etc. They could all leverage this account. So that's our first goal of creating a truly borderless account that could help people transact faster and cheaper, and with global accessibility. The second reason we created Stably Prime is we wanted to offer a way for people to earn better interest on their dollar. So right now, as you may know, if you put money into a bank account, you're not earning anything. You're earning like less than 1%, probably 0.1 or 0.2, or sometimes even nothing at all, because interest rate environment is all-time low at the moment. But in the crypto market, you see, there's crypto lending, which is really taking off. It has grown elastically. Like, for example, Celsius Network, which is our partner, they recently crossed $1 billion in total assets, in total deposit on their platform, which is pretty huge milestone for this industry as a whole. And, the rates that crypto lending is paying now is significant. You have interest rate going from 8 to 9 to 12%, even on certain platforms. And this is a lot more, obviously, it's a lot more attractive than traditional interest rate that banks are paying. Of course, this is, crypto lending. It's not like regular FDIC insured cash. So there's a couple of caveats to it, but that's the reason we built Stably Prime. We want to make it easier for people to access this type of product, and make them aware, how this works and what's in it, what the risks are involved, so that they can make their own informed decision to put their money to work in the system, and earn 8 to 12% a year, and not let it sit idle and eat up by inflation. So earning interest and beating inflation. And third, most importantly, is we basically want to create a platform where we can provide support for the Stably enterprise projects that we are launching. So we're working with a gold dealer to do gold tokens. We're working with a silver dealer to do silver tokens. We're working with clients in the Philippines and Vietnam and Hong Kong to do various type of fiat currency backed stable coins. So once all these things are launched, we obviously help our clients and partners connect with exchanges, OTC trading desks, lending platforms, marketplaces, etc. A lot of ecosystem players in order to integrate, our enterprise clients' tokens. And in addition to that, we also want to have our own platform that we can provide access to the users to our clients' tokens. So if you want to buy the gold token, you can buy it on Binance, maybe you can buy it on Bittrex, maybe you can buy it directly with the gold dealer, or maybe you can go to my platform. You can get it from there too. So it would provide a place where we could showcase all of our clients' products, and also a place where we could distribute it to the public.
That's great, and that's a lot of information. It's great to see that you're integrating cryptocurrencies as well as fiat, wire transfers, and then integrating the staking. And it's definitely been an attractive industry inside of cryptocurrencies so far, with these stablecoins giving anywhere from 8 to 12% as opposed to lower than 1%. You're right. So that's really interesting that you're integrating that into Stably Prime. And what you mentioned about the enterprise clients is super interesting as well. And I'm curious, what is your take on how important is the enterprise adoption of this kind of service versus individuals, and where do you see the industry growing? Is it required to have all of these enterprise solutions, or will we see more of a ground up individuals joining and starting this kind of revolution?
Yeah, absolutely. I guess I'll answer that question in two parts. First is, I think the reason why, we're even in the business of creating stable coins for enterprises, or, asset-backed tokens for large brands at all, is because we believe there is actually value for these companies and their users in doing this, and, even for the economy and the market as a whole. When you're a major brand like Costco or Walmart or Amazon, for example, you have a lot of existing users, right? And all these users are paying you with, either they give you cash in person, or most likely they're going to pay with cards, right? They're paying online, they're paying with cards, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, whatever. Guess what? Each one of those transactions takes up 2 or 3% in fees. And the person who has to pay it is actually the consumer. They charge that fee to the merchant, but the merchant marks up the products anyway, so the consumer end up having to pay that 2 or 3% fee, right? So if a business like Facebook or Walmart or Amazon, Facebook and Walmart, by the way, have already announced their own stablecoin plans. Like we have Libra with Facebook. I don't know what Walmart's coin is called. I think it's I don't think they have a name yet. We'll call it Wally Coin or something. So yeah, Facebook have Libra, Walmart has Wally Coin. And they all know that if they all get their users to use their stablecoin to pay for products and services in their ecosystem, they save 2 or 3% from not having to pay to Visa on every transaction. That's a lot of money, man. 2 or 3% on all those transactions. On top of that, right? So now they're saving money. Second is they're earning money. When their customer put money into a stablecoin, the fiat reserve backing up that stablecoin, that now goes to the custody of Walmart or Facebook, or a custodian, financial institute or bank that they use, right? So now that they have that deposit is going to earn them money. If you have like a couple $100 million or $1 billion or a couple $1 billion of customer deposits sitting on your hand, and there's a lot of things you could do with it to generate return. and still keep it safe and stable to the end consumer.
Definitely.
Also, you create your own brand of stablecoin or digital money. Essentially, you have a lot of marketing power there. All right. There's a lot of branding. There's a lot of promotion. There's a lot of, you name it, like huge potential and possibilities. And also, the last piece is when you get your customers to use stablecoins, your own stablecoin, even better. Now all that data is on the blockchain. Now you can look at users' data and get blockchain data insight on how your consumers are spending their money or spending their stable coin, using their stable coin, what product they're spending the most money on, etc. So I think it's there's a lot of use cases for private enterprises to issue their own digital money, and so they go and find someone that could help them do it. And then, someone like Stably, who's already here. We've been around for 2-3 years now, as long as, the stablecoin word has been around. We're one of the early pioneers in this, and we have the technology stack available. And we work with every client to really figure out, what fits their needs, what they really want, and how we can best deliver on that solution on a case-by-case basis. Like everybody is different. There's no one shoe fits all size right now.
Definitely. Well, we're running out of time, Kory, but it sounds super interesting, especially with all these large companies creating their own stablecoins. And I could see how SMBs and smaller companies would want to get involved with this as well. So for the viewers and the companies that are looking to learn more about enterprise solutions or just Stably in general, what's the best way for them to reach out and to learn more?
Yeah, absolutely. Please feel free to visit our website, www.stably.io, or you can also visit our Twitter, our Facebook. It's twitter.com/stablycoin or facebook.com/stablycoin. Or you can also visit our community channel on Telegram. It's /StablyCommunity.
Great. Thank you so much, Kory. I will leave those links in the description box below for the viewers. I appreciate you coming on to speak about Stably. All the best with the project moving forward, and let's follow up in the near future.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ashton. You as well.